Nicholas. God damn it, Nicholas. I've got
Not even a little sorry.
but one question for you.
What's that?
Are you ready for some comics? It's
Ooh.
Monday Night Comics. Yes, yes. Gobble, 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 gobble. It is Turkey Week. We are coming to you early this week, folks, because someone, pretty boy, prima donna, Nicholas J. Friar Esquire, has got to, pack up his bags and take off early because God forbid he's sitting some traffic during the holidays. But I'm excited, Nicholas. I love Thanksgiving week. I love Thanksgiving. Pumped to come to everyone on a Monday night. So without further ado, I'm not going to let you say a fucking word because you sandbagged me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, TLDR Studios proudly presents to you the gobbliest, kick-assing podcasting team in the world. He is your sometimes comic book writer, Nick Friar. I am your sometimes back-cracking Dr. Joe. And together we are the TLDR Comic Book Club. Baby, how you doing, Nicholas?
I just want to take a moment to say that I am grateful, thankful this year for just something that just happened now. I saw Joe Mulvey in the chat. I saw Jimmy Palmiotti in the chat, and they both got to see you fucking short circuit. And that just makes me so fucking happy. I am so fucking happy. Thank you guys for that gift. That just
I'll tell you what, Nicholas. There's a little bit more in this DC than meets the eye.
oh my goodness. I don't blame you. I want to thank you though for moving things up. Yes, we are doing things early this week, but I think it's also good that we do it early this week because obviously it's a strange week for comics just because you have the holiday the day before. Nobody wants to be going out and doing stuff, and they're probably more so doing last minute shopping for Turkey Day. But yes, we got a lot of comics to get to. You and I were talking beforehand. There's a lot of good stuff that came out this week. It felt like I came into this thinking it was a light week, but that was because the week prior was we had like 24 books between the two of us that we were staying on top of from a month-to-month basis. Still a lot this week, but I don't know if it was necessarily that much. But yes, lots to get to. Just what's new this week. Just a quick reminder for everybody, if you're finding us over on Instagram Live right now or on our YouTube page, if you haven't already, subscribe to both of those channels, please. We post, of course, a ton of review stuff there with preview pages so you guys get a look at that. But also, if you want to catch one of our Friar Side chats, which are conversations with creators across the industry, make sure you subscribe to one of our audio channels as well. It's the only place you're going to find those Friar Side chats. And while you're there, leave a 5-star rating and review. 5 stars only. Otherwise, you're going to learn the real meaning of Tenacious Doc. And I say Tenacious Doc instead of Backcracker because when you start singing, I'm always like, it's Jack Black. My goodness. I don't know who's the better singer in the DSG, though. Is it you or is it Shime?
Oh, Shime is the songbird of a generation. I can't compete with that. He's got that falsetto. I'm more baritone. I can't reach those higher registers, that he hits.
This is
but
true.
You mentioned yeah. You mentioned Joe Mulvey. Joe, if you're still in the chat, right? Joe is a great example. If you're watching. You're watching us, you pop in the chat, you butter me up, we will get you on this program. You will be a Friar Side chat member so fast. And I think Joe will be pleased that there is no DB Power Hour this episode because there are no Dandry or what did you call them when you combine the two of them?
You did TB Dandry. I messed up with Ethan as Parker and Griffin Sherrill.
Oh, that's right, TB.
Although when you did the TB Dandry, then I later did that as well. In fairness,
it works. It works.
Speaking of Joe, he says, "I want that meltdown as my ringtone." But Jimmy Palmiotti got your back, and he says that he's seen worse, so you're good.
I wish that meltdown was the first of my meltdowns today. That was just a well-honed meltdown. That wasn't even the real meltdown.
Man. All right, we got a lot of books to get to. Like we said, we always got plenty to break down. Unless you got anything else before we get going.
I do. You see there we're under where it says plug the socials. I'm not really plugging the social here, but you see that number there, Nicholas?
1010 220
1010. What do you think 1010 represents?
10-10. Oh, you finally crossed the mark.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Cross the mark.
Congratulations.
By the end of the month, I will be well above ahead of 100 books of, past my pace there. So I'm on schedule to blow past 1,000 here, and it
Nice.
was a book that we're discussing later today that took me past the 1,000 mark, and so yeah.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you because you've been trying to do this. Is now the 4th year that you've been tracking this, right? Because you didn't do it. We didn't. Our first year didn't really. Yeah, this is
Well,
your 4th year tracking, right?
I sort of did it on my own one year, and then that was sort of like the impetus of like, oh, I'll just start tracking it. But then last year I was like, okay, I really want to make that goal towards 1,000, because it was like, oh yeah, I'd like to get to 1,000, but never like, the only time I came close was during COVID, right? When what else did I have better to do? I read. I could just
Mm,
read all the time and not have to worry about anything else.
yeah.
Um, so like
Well,
this
you
year,
still don't have anything better to do than read other than hang out with your child. But it's unfortunately we have other demands now.
yeah. I
Well,
threw
you love your 3D printing.
I do love my. You're welcome, by the way.
Thank
You
you very much. Yes.
unappreciative prick.
As if I think some of the people know that listen to this show. Joe has been making lightsabers. He made me a Balin Skull lightsaber, and then he decided for the holidays he's going to make me a Power Rangers Morpher with all the friggin' power coins, which
Yeah,
is the
they
the
pop out
shocking part. Yeah.
magnets,
Yep.
magnets,
He is
magnets,
friggin' good at this
bitches.
stuff. Yep. He is
But anyways,
damn
yes,
good.
I crossed the plane, so the pressure's off. Although I still read a shit ton of books this week, so let's just get into it, shall we, Nicholas?
Yes. All right. Let's kick things off with Marvel. We get these a little bit later in the game, so we weren't able to dig into as much as we wanted to, but we did get to read a couple of these titles.
Yeah, a lot of books coming out this week, considering it's Thanksgiving week and a lot of people travel. Usually, like this week is pretty light.
Hmm.
But the comic, the comic book, publisher said, nah, we're gonna give you something to do when your family's driving you nuts on Thanksgiving. So for Marvel Comics, for new comic book day, that would be what, the 26th of November. We have the Mortal Thor issue 4, Black Cat issue 4, Undead Pool issue 2, Marvel Zombies Red Band issue 3, Expatriate X-Men issue 2, Cloak or Dagger issue 2, X Venges issue 2, Venom Black, White, and Blood issue 4, Battle World issue 3, The Undead Iron Fist issue 3, Star Wars Boba Fett Black, White, and Red issue 3, Uncle Scrooge Earth's Mightiest Duck issue 4. And a couple number ones here. We have the Infernal Hulk issue 1. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Nicholas, I would say this is probably as close that Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to get to what Benjamin Percy's done in Marvel. This book had like prime Helverine vibes to it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is excellent. I know you're not a Hulk guy. I'm not much of a Hulk guy. Read this one, Nicholas.
Okay.
You will get vibes of Percy and prime sort of Helverine, prime Ghost Rider, like violence in it.
Hmm.
There's some pretty violent panels in this issue.
Nice.
We have speaking of our guy Palmiotti, you in
Hmm.
this chat, buddy? He's got 2 books out. Daredevil, Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, issue 1. This is the one book I wanted to get to. I didn't get a chance. Sorry, Jimmy, but did read Marvel Knights, Punisher, issue 2, which was excellent.
Yeah, I'm caught up on this because I was a little bit slower on this one than you were. There's a certain character who's like making moves or trying to make moves in this issue, and I'm really enjoying how that character has surfaced. And then of course the stuff that's going on with Punisher too, like it's well, I don't want to get into spoilers. I almost said a thing there. It would have been for issue 1, but still, regardless, I don't want to go too far with that stuff. But yeah, really enjoying Marvel Knights Punisher series so far. And obviously Dan Panosian's art just always top notch. All right, from DC, we do have a couple books from here we're going to break down. One of them is not Absolute Wonder Woman issue 14, but that issue was outstanding. Kelly Thompson has absolutely crushed it from start to finish this year, wire to wire. Detective Comics 1103, Superman issue 32, DC KO issue 2, Justice League Unlimited issue 13, The Flash issue 27, Green Arrow issue 30, Green Lantern issue 29, Immortal Legend Batman issue 4, Harley Quinn issue 56, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2 issue 5, Trinity Daughter of Wonder Woman issue 5, DC's I Saw Ma Hunkle Kissing Santa Claus issue 1, which of course, you and I, that was the first thing we read and we want to break down
Oh,
in detail,
hands down.
page
It's
by
a
page.
fucking banger. Is what-
And then we got 2 Batman books. One, I've read both of these, so the floor is yours. Do you want to hear what I have to say, or do you want to go into the other book that we're dying to dig into?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So Absolute Batman issue 14, Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta. This is the finale of the Abomination arc, and man, this has just been an absolutely brutal arc in all phases, right? In all phases, like what Scott and Nick did with Bruce's friends was wildly traumatizing. And then what he did with Bruce and Batman was just absolutely outrageous. And so the best thing that's happened throughout all of this was how is Batman ultimately going to get out of this? Because he's been playing from behind the 8 ball the entire arc, right?
Mhm.
And I gotta tell you, right, the reveal at the end of this issue on sort of like I love it when you get the action scene, right? And then you get the, you know, how the plan, how it came together after the fact. Like I love that so much.
Mhm.
And man, Dragota's art, I think this was his best issue of the series just because of the grotesque nature of it, right? And you
Mhm.
just like with Bane in general, Bane's always been a larger than life character, but like I remember when we had Scott on to talk about this and he goes, "Well, wait till you see Bane. You haven't seen anything yet, right? You thought Batman was big and hulking, wait till you see Bane." And just it's the only way I could put it. It's the grotesque nature that Nick Dragota went to in this issue to just like it was so good. It was so
Mhm.
good. And I think we're getting a Batman Absolute Woman crossover coming up, which I can't wait for. But the Abomination arc, I think, has been my favorite arc of the series yet. It was just excellent.
Yeah, it was. This is as explosive an issue as you're going to see on shelves this week. And the thing for me is, well, there's 2 things. One, there's been this big battle brewing that, and any time you have that, it's like, okay, is it going to live up to the hype? But as you've illustrated, and as more accurately, Nick Dragotta illustrates, it did not disappoint, and it's so easy for that to kind of happen when the hype it just keeps getting elevated and elevated. But this absolutely delivered, and then on top of all that too, without getting into specifics, the very end, the very last page of this issue is just like, man, that's too fucking good. I cannot believe that shit just happened. It just, both of them, both Scott and Nick, just outstanding issue for both of these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Now, the other book, I had highlighted this during our solicit, and I was very interested in it. It's a Black Label title. I thought you were going to check this one out as well. I think you should. It does have a longer title, and I know that's going to bug you a little bit, but this is Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia, issue 1. This is written and drawn by Gabriel Hardman with colors by Romulo Fajardo. And as I mentioned, a Black Label title. And when I read the synopsis for this, we saw, okay, it's going to put Green Arrow and The Question against Batman. So I'm intrigued on one hand, but on the other, when we get a heroes versus heroes story, like it's not so like plainly illustrated in the title. Like it's not like a Batman versus Green Arrow. Like usually when we get those kind of things, it's like, okay. Like, so it's going to be like confusion by the second issue. The plot leaves a lot to be desired, and it's a fun team up thing usually in the end. With this, the plot has quite a bit of promise because now I'm seeing the subject matter and where everybody's standing, and as much as I'm still assuming everybody's going to end up on the same side between the three title characters, I think it's gonna be kinda messy getting there, like, in the right way, like a controlled chaos kinda way where, like, it all makes sense from a writing standpoint, it feels natural, but it also, for the characters, feels very tumultuous. So I'm very excited to see how that goes because I'm looking at these 2 sides now, and it's like, I don't know who's in the wrong necessarily here. I can make assumptions, and I'm probably not wrong, but it's still like things don't seem on both sides like there seems like there's pros and there's cons here. So I don't know necessarily. And it may just end up being that they both suck. I don't know. Maybe the third side is, Batman, Green Arrow in the question. A very, very promising first issue. So, and something I think you're really going to like, Joe, because it has like, there's this investigativeness to it, a detectiveness to it, and
Mm.
that the art style is quite dark as well. And also, like in Gabriel Hardman's style is very refined as well. So I think it's going to hit well for you if you decide to check that one out.
Nice. Yeah. No, I didn't get to read that. I missed Immortal Legend Batman, Superman, and Detective Comics. Like, holy cow. DC absolutely brought it this week. So I will definitely put that on my list to read of DC books to finish this week because I wanted to get to some of those number ones from Marvel. We got Dynamite late. So I had to read that
Listen,
real quick.
pal. Honestly, you know what? After what I did to you, after what I did to you earlier, I don't care.
All right. I'll take us through these next two because there's a book here that absolutely blew me away. Um, and it might be my book of the week. But first from Boom Studios, we have The Last Day of H.P. Lovecraft issue 2. We have the finale to The Killer Affairs of the State 2, issue 6, which was excellent. We have The Return of Berserker, The Bleeding Tide, issue 1. And then from Dark Horse, we have Quick Stops Volume 3, issue 4. And then this was the first book I read this week, Nicholas.
I think it was for me
And
too.
it absolutely like just blew my nips off. Um because like this book was fucked up.
Yeah.
And but it sort of reminded me it'll come to me. There was an AWA title where the main character went on this just epic revenge tour. It'll come
Was it the
back
Daniel
to me.
Cross one?
Maybe I can't remember.
That's the one with the wings and like the whole like dark internet stuff.
No, 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 no,
No,
no, no, no, no, no,
okay.
no. Different,
Can't
different.
remember
But
the name of
anyways,
that one. That was a really good one.
but this book is Devil on My Shoulder, issue 1, written by Kyle Starks, friend of the show, and Peter Kowalski. They are a great team. They are an
Yes.
absolutely outstanding team.
Mhm.
And Devil on My Shoulder, there's a warning, and it tells you there's a lot of triggering things that happen in this issue, and it centers around these 4 or 5 what's a proper word I can say that's appropriate for the show that
Pieces of crap?
they are real sacks of shit.
Hmm.
They might be 4 or 5 of the most deplorable characters I've ever come across in a comic. And the premise of the comic is they sort of, they pick this girl and they just put her through absolute hell and discard her like she was a piece of trash, nothing to them. And then, what did what's the old adage, right? You got to fucking double tap, make sure they're done, right? They did not double tap. They did not make sure that this woman was gone. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is going to be a revenge tour for the ages, Nicholas.
Mhm. Yep.
But this book was visually, it was, and I get the warning. The warning was very, very warranted. This book was just visually like it was tough.
Mhm.
But the story was just pure Kyle Starks, right? Like that Kyle knows how to craft a story. He knows how to pull you in. And I love Kowalski's art style because it's got that grittiness, that graininess to it that just it made those particular panels all the more vicious. and just really like you're not going to root for a character harder than you're going to root for the main character in this story. So Devil on My Shoulder. It's not for the faint of heart. I will say
No.
that right off the bat. If you read the warning and you go, that might not be for me, chances are it's probably not for you.
Hmm.
And I hate to say you're going to want to pass on it, but like it really isn't for the faint of heart. But it's I say that saying that it is a fucking excellent comic.
Yeah, I think if you listen to our show, we talk about horror stuff a ton, and obviously there's plenty of like tough visual stuff that we or imagery that we see, and I think if you're used to that, like know that going in, like this is going to be up there from some of the tougher things that you're going to see. But it's very well done, and for me, I'm like it's impossible not to get attached to this main character. I think that's where Kyle and Peter did like their best work. Where yes, you get this whole like you get the understanding of what happened and all this stuff, but now it's like I'm invested in this character, and I
Mm,
want her to get everything that she desires and more. She completely deserves it because and more because of just everything that she had to go through. So I'm very curious, like how this character is going to move through the story the rest of the way because we get some
mm,
glimpses of that, and I think that's going to be fascinating. So there's a level of investment in this character, and there's also a level like in terms of what her getting her um, rewards or what
mm.
however you want to put it, and then
Muppets, just
yeah, come
desserts.
up, yes, come up, but then there's also the level of like how's this gonna go down? How's she gonna move through it all? Because I don't know, and I'm kind of scared. So I'm wondering if the warning is like we had the warning in its case for this issue, but like it's kind of man, it's gonna carry over. I mean, it says it in the warning that it's gonna carry over. So I'm
Yeah,
very curious what that's gonna look like as we
yeah.
progress through this series. So yeah, another go from Kyle, and then over at Mad Cave we got Flow issue 1, and then Orla issue 4, which you get this jaw dropping, at end of the issue in issue 3, and then it's like we get more on that subject, on that development from John Lees and Sally Cantorino in issue 4, and then we get another wild ending to the
Mm.
issue, and I'm just like, it's like the I don't think. Okay, I think nobody's going to see that coming. It makes perfect sense, but I did not see it coming at all. Like, did you have even the inkling of an idea if that's what it was?
Nope, 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 nope.
I love that. I love when that happens, especially when both of us, and it's just like, boom, it fits right into place perfectly. And I have no idea how things are going to go from here on out. I have like two like thoughts in my head, but I don't even know how those end up tidy, it's neat and tidy. So like this is like these last 2 issues of Orla have really elevated the series for me. And I know issue 3 was a gem of the week for you. Issue 4 is right on that same level. Holy shit.
Yeah, this was my 1,000th book, on the year.
Oh wow, look
I
at
saved
that.
it. I saved that, because I knew I was coming up, so I saved it for that. And John actually sent me, we get the advanced review copies, but John sent this to me real early, right? Like beginning of the week early, and said, "Hey, if you haven't gotten it yet, here it is." But I saved it because I wanted to be 1,000. Because John's been very, very, very good to us, and I love this series. And you talk about the ending there, right? And just how much of a surprise it was and is, for those who are going to read it. But to me, that wasn't even the biggest part of the issue, right? I
Mm,
think when we read John's work all the time, right? And Sync, is tonally and and from a genre completely different, right? Um, but what he's done with Orla, what he's tapped into with Orla here is it's like really personal. And like I'm not necessarily saying that like, oh, this is a coming from a personal place from John. It's just a very personal story between two characters who are revealing very intimate things about each other. And you get a discovery about a character that like that's what blew me away. I mean, the ending did too, of course, but like the reveal we get from one of the characters and the emotional roller coaster that you go on gives you just this tremendous amount of sympathy, for what they're going through. So this issue really had it all, and it was excellent. And John really's knocked it out of the park with Orland, but this was the issue, right? Like, as good as this series has been, this has been the issue so far. So it was absolutely tremendous.
I agree. I think that's very well said. I'm over here like talking all about the ending and everything. They did blow me away, like reading them back to back. But yeah, everything that these characters go through in this issue, and that the emotion that's there, it's like I looked at one character. I already thought that there are two characters we're spending a lot of time with, and one of them obviously is Orla, and then there's another character we're spending a lot of time with. I thought highly of this other character, and after this issue, it's like, damn man, that this guy gets it. Like
Yeah.
I'm very impressed by that character.
Yeah.
And people can probably figure it out, but I'm not going to say names. In this case, I do want to note though in the Instagram live chat, Madame Macabre is a fan of you. Say if you blew my nips off. She said she's stealing that for sure. So,
let's go. Let's
yes.
go.
Unfortunately, just for those who watch us on our streams, we're able to share YouTube comments, but we're not able to share Instagram live ones. So we apologize for that. We have to read those off to everybody.
Is Derpy 501st? Is that Palmiat? Who's Derpy? Is that?
Oh, I have no idea who that is.
Oh,
no,
right.
that's
Derp gets my meltdown. W meltdown. Right.
Yes.
Love it.
I don't know if that was what meltdown. I don't. Maybe it was W. I don't know.
I'm gonna take it as a W meltdown. That was a W meltdown.
You got to eat the W though, Joe. Jameis Winston's back.
Oh, let me tell you something about Jameis Winston.
Oh boy, here we go.
I love that man. He is a fucking treasure. He is an absolute treasure. Whenever I come across a video of him on TikTok, I send it to our good pal, my other podcasting partner, Billy D, because he is just a national treasure.
He's something else,
his smile, it's just everything about him. I go, man, yes, the world needs more Jameis Winston.
He's so funny. And when he got announced as a starter against the Packers, I saw someone put the gif up of Ralph Wiggum and I'm in trouble now, and it was Packers fans and Giants fans. You never know what you're gonna get with him. That man, he's talented, but he's all over the place. All right, why don't you take us through these next couple here?
Okay, here we go. From Oni, we have Biker Mice from Oz, issue 6, and Cemetery Kids Run Rabid, issue 4. From IDW, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder, issue 3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures, issue 31. Friar Side Football Chat, love it. Let's go. Looks like our guy T-Rex Will Campbell will not be out for the season, so thank God for that. We also have Star Trek Voyager Homecoming, issue 3. From Distillery, we have Galactic, issue 1. And then from Dynamite, we have Supernatural, issue 2. Stitch, issue 4. Disney Villains, Maleficent, issue 2. Vampirella Holiday 2025 special, issue 1. And for Joe Mulvey, this is our Thundercats moment. Thundercats issue 2. I would have underlined this book and talked about it this week, but there is nothing I could say about it that won't be a massive spoiler. All I could say is that my good pal Drew Moss sent me a little while ago an advanced image, a black and white image of what is popping up in this. I'd show it. I grabbed it to show it, then I realized I can't show it because that'd be a spoiler, but I turned it into a 3D print and it came out dope as shit. But Thundercats, absolutely love it. It's been a phenomenal series. This is an absolutely epic issue. Why don't you bring this puppy home there, Sir Nicholas?
For those keeping track at home, I apologize, but I just need to make sure they know. It's Thundercats 21. You said 2. So it's 21. Just so everybody knows. Just keep
I know. I'm sundowning, Nicholas.
You're okay. I just don't want you to get upset with me. Anyways, moving on. All right. From Image and some stuff from Skybound as well, we got Geiger, issue 18, Skinbreaker, issue 3, Gunslinger Spawn, issue 49, Universal Monsters, The Invisible Man, issue 4, Rat City, issue 20, Hornsby and Halo, issue 12, Universal Monsters Dracula Black and White Special, issue 2, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Homophiles Edition, issue 26, Skinbreaker Treasury Edition, issue 31, I Tyrant, issue 5. I'm sorry. You know what? The way we have our notes, I thought
SS3.
it was 2 dashes instead of I. I Saw Santa,
Oh,
a Spawn Universe Christmas Story, issue 1. And then we have a pair of books that we're both reading. Sorry, I skipped Escape issue 4, which was another great issue. Very like I really enjoyed. Like honestly, could have been breaking that one down as well as these other two. It was really well done. It was heavy.
issue 3 was very action packed, very suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. Uh, it's, it was fairly traumatizing because I was like, "What the?" You know, it
Mm-hmm.
moved at a breakneck speed. This issue was a lot more. The pace was slowed down a ton, but you got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Again, it's been an excellent series by Rick Remender.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one because it's like just it's set in the past as much as but like in a fictional past, but it's like one
But
that's been talked about a lot, and it's very of the moment. Yeah,
yep,
yep,
exactly.
100%. Speaking of the moment, I know you had said at the end of I don't know if it was after the issue 0 or if it was the issue before that, but the Department of Truth. You'd said that you might be pausing on that for a little bit just because of where things are going. I read it. Are you pausing or are you on top of it?
Is the dipshit character still very much in play?
I didn't see the dipshit character, but it seems so
You know who I'm referring to, right?
yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. So let me I'll talk about that. So you didn't read this issue.
No,
That's
I haven't read since probably issue 30 or 31.
okay, gotcha. So this is the start of a new arc. This also features the second chapter of the Scott Snyder, Joshua Hickson Elvis story, which I have been enjoying. I will say, get ready to get uncomfortable. Tynan and Simmons are developing the way they develop the tension in this first issue to start off this new arc. I think is perfect. They are dancing around, having art and real life shit crossing over into one another. And I think that's always a difficult thing to do, but I think they did a really good job with it in this first issue. Furthermore, to the point where it feels like, oh, this could be happening right now, but it's still quite removed from it. That said, there's also a notable character, or sorry, a notable development with a character who I would say up until this point has been a side character in this story. You'll know who it is the second you see it, like it's as you read this issue. But I would say this character has been a side character, like very much relevant, but not someone who's like moving things forward in any way necessarily. But I personally was like, okay, this is a character that makes sense. This is a fun addition, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But I was never like, oh, I'm really invested in this character, or I also didn't think, oh, I don't like this character, or whatever. The development with this individual in Department of Truth issue 34 has me very interested, very excited for what this character is going to bring to the table in this arc and possibly beyond. So I thought this was a really strong start to this new arc of Department of Truth.
Okay. I'll probably get caught up. Department of Truth has been just one of those series where it's like, okay, reading it issue by issue. I need to binge it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
for me because it's so dense. There's a lot in there that for me, I've got to sort of read it a couple issues at a time. And when one character when there was an introduction, I said, "Oh, if this is where this series is going, I think I might be out because I just can't take it. I just can't. It's too
Mm-hmm.
much in our daily." Anyways, um, so that's good to know. So I've got all the
You
review
may feel
copies there.
differently when you read it, but
Yeah,
I think you should like this is like where it's like no, you should at least check it out and see.
yeah, 100%. So I'll get caught up on that for sure. Real quick before I dive into our last book of the day, my daughter came down just a moment ago to say goodnight, and she handed me something that she drew. I don't know how well this is going to play. Um, for those watching, if it'll come through at all.
Oh yeah.
But my
Oh
daughter
wow.
drew this picture.
Oh yeah, like an anime character with like a Pikachu like hoodie almost around
Yeah,
or
and
something
it
like that.
says "cute anime girl in Pikachu hoodie." That is excellent. I must say, not to, of course, I'm a doting father, and of course, everything my daughter does is fucking wonderful and perfect. But when she like sits down to focus to draw on something, she blows me away. I told her, I said, I'm keeping this. You're not getting this back. This is mine.
Oh, wow.
So,
Look at that.
um, gotta brag about my daughter there. But yeah, the other book wanted to discuss, this week from Image Comics is Feral. Feral issue 18
Mhm.
by Tony Fleece, Trish Forster, and Tone Rodriguez. And I thought the last issue, 17, was like that was a real impactful issue. A lot happened. The dynamics changed big time. And so now we get sort of a continuation of that. Whereas issue 17 was action packed. A lot happened, right? The like I said, the dynamics changed. The power dynamics changed. Now we get to see a character, I think, for who they truly are.
Mhm.
And this cat really does have slick back hair,
Oh, more than
right?
any character that we say that about. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
like I know Lord drives me nuts, drives a lot of people nuts.
Ugh.
But this this cat, this sack of oh man, just slopping up steaks, living for New Year's Eve. Just like totally, she's just like, ooh, like okay, like I kind of liked you at one point. Oh man, I hope something really bad happens to this cat. Really bad. This was just one of those issues where you're just yelling at the comic. And to me, that just it's just what a great job that Tony and Tristan and Tone have done, but especially Tony in making making a grown ass man yell at a comic book about talking cats, being like, "I hope you die." Not enough bad things can happen. You're just going, "You son of a bitch!"
Mm.
Oh my, and that was Feral.
Yep. Yeah, like, there's, like, a reset issue, like, nature to this issue,
Yeah.
and this but it's not like normal ones because, like, to that end of what you're talking about, where you're yelling at the book, like, there is serious tension
Mm.
with every movement that we see throughout this issue, and up until the very last page, where you're just like, what the fuck, man?" It was really impressive. I really enjoyed that element to it, and it's not like in the same. It's different than some of the other tension that we've seen in this series, without getting into specifics on that
Mm.
as well. But I really enjoyed this issue. I mean, Farrell's been just since it began last year, it has been just on a perpetual heater. It is an outstanding series, one of the best at Image, one of the best in comics. Period.
One of my favorite things is that she knows how much we liked a particular issue by how much we swear in a
Yeah.
review of it. So I think she's gonna come to the conclusion we really like this fucking issue.
Yes, that was really good. Yep, 100%. All right, that is going to do it for us this week. So that's going to conclude November for us. We should be on pace for a solicit to open up things after Thanksgiving. But until then, Joe.
Gobble gobble. Keep reading, baby.